Check 1, 2. There we go.
Check.
Now
All
we
right.
should have some sound. God damn it! All right.
Easy fix. That was
Let's
great.
see if that was if that did it. Check.
Check.
Yep.
There we go.
Apologies, boo believers. Yeah, we had. I don't know. I didn't turn the fucking. Something wasn't turned up properly. We're good now. There we go. Anthony Noble, thanks for checking in. We're gonna do these. Let's go to B-cam for a close-up shot so you can see this fucking nasty thing that we found at the dollar store today. A Dollar Tree. Hostess Twinkies artificially flavored iced latte, and they have been chilling in the fridge. Only 2.5 grams of total fat.
Wow.
Yeah. 27 grams of sugar, though. Holy shit, that's
I'm
a
not
lot of
surprised
sugar.
I'll be honest with you. I'm very excited to try this.
I am not.
He's not excited, but I'm really excited.
Maddie has the taste buds of a 12-year-old.
I do.
I am slightly more discerning than that, but not much. I mean, I still love Yoo-hoo is one of my favorite drinks. And yeah, I mean, I'm willing to give this a try, but I am really scared. I don't know. I don't look forward to taking a shit tomorrow.
You'll have to drink all of it.
We're going to drink it all because we're going to drink the whole damn thing while we talk about The Last Airbender, right? That's the plan here.
I have a feeling I'm going to like it. I really do.
Oh, man. Anthony Noble said, you sound as crisp and clean as Aquafina. You guys are the Aquafina. You're going to get, who was it that I threw in Anthony's? Oh, yeah, he hates Nicolas Cage. So we have to make sure we do a lot of Nicolas Cage stuff on Anthony's timeline. And Steph gets Chunk. Steph hates the Goonies, so I give.
Me too. Oh my gosh, I hate that movie.
Oh my god.
See, okay,
how do I wind up with back-to-back Goonie haters? Oh my god.
I have a reason though, because all right. So when I was in school, for some reason, whenever we had a movie day, there was like a 50-50 chance that it was going to be the Goonies. So like, the more that I watched it, the more that I'm just like, wow, I really hate this movie.
All right, fair enough. If you have to watch it a whole lot, I suppose that could do it for you.
Yes, Goonies by force is not nice.
Not at all. All right, no, Anthony, there is no booze in this, unfortunately. That might make it a little better if there was some booze in it.
That'll make it tolerable.
Yeah. Okay, so shake well, serve chilled or over ice.
Oh, okay.
We should have put this over ice. There's ice in the fucking.
In the freezer. I mean, we're going to go in the freezer for a couple minutes.
We're going to go. Yeah, we did put it in the freezer for a few minutes. We're going straight in. We're gonna raw dog it.
I'm so excited. I don't
want it to explode. Give it a second. We're not going to let it explode all over the gear. Well,
it did say shake well though. Is it? Are they messing with us?
Well. No, but it's still going to spooge a little bit. Like, oh, see, it sprayed all over my hands.
Oh, scary.
See?
Okay.
Oh man, I need a napkin.
I can grab you.
Is there a paper towel? Can you go grab one and I'll? Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
I now need one as well.
Thank you. Yep. Shake well so it goes everywhere when you open it.
Napkins on the way.
Yeah. All right, boo believers. So we're gonna taste these, and we're also gonna talk about The Last Airbender, the new Avatar adaptation, live action adaptation. On Netflix. We watched episode 1 last night. Both enjoyed it. We're going to do a spoiler-free little talk first, and then we'll give you a heads up before we start talking spoilers. So if you watched it, you can comment. Let us know what you thought of that first episode. We don't want to go beyond that. Please don't spoil episode 2 for us. We're going to watch that tonight after we finish this live stream. Thank you, my dear.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we're going to get into that, and I'm going to read some comments from you guys in a second once I get cleaned up here. All right. Let's crack these bad boys open and get ready to... Oh, my God. The top doesn't even open right.
It didn't open. Well,
there we go. All right.
Oh, man.
Did yours not open right, too? So you got to push it... Yeah. I push it in.
Oh, don't cut yourself.
No, I'm good. All right. All right, let's do this first before we get to everybody's comments and stuff.
Because I know you're so excited.
I am so excited. I just want to drink it while it's cold. I don't want it to get any warmer because it's just going to taste like shit the warmer it gets. Hold on. Cheers. Whew, man, here we go. Oh my God, is that sweet?
It's not bad though.
It's.
I like it.
Oh, I know you will because it's chock full of sugar. Oh my God.
I told you guys I was gonna like it.
We're on this one.
Oh,
Ooh.
my. It's really good.
Oh no! Oh my God! It's diabetes in a can.
I love it.
Oh my God! Oh. All right. I'm gonna take another sip. I taste just a little bit of coffee in there.
It's
Oh
super
my God,
sweet,
it's
but it's
super
really
overwhelmingly sweet. Holy shit. All right. I'm gonna try it again. All right, so this is Twinkies artificially flavored iced latte here.
No Twinkies were harmed in the making of this drink.
At least not that we're aware of. I'm gonna be harmed in the drinking of it. My God.
But the Twinkies are safe though. The Twinkies are okay. The consumer might not be though.
All right. I guess it's not.
I think it's good.
It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it
It
tastes
doesn't
like a.
taste like a Twinkie though. It just
No, I
tastes like
definitely
really
don't
sweet
get.
coffee.
I don't get Twinkie flavor really from it. Yeah, it just tastes like a really sweet latte.
Yeah, I don't taste Twinkie whatsoever. I was expecting it to be like a Twinkie, which, you know, you have a couple of bites of a Twinkie and you don't want any more for like the next year.
I don't know if I want any more of this for the next year. We're gonna put it over here.
Oh, well,
Put it right there.
I'm going for it.
Yeah, you do it. All right, I'm gonna read some comments. We'll bring some comments up here on the screen. Here we go. We got Anthony checking in and says, "You don't need to love Sloth, Maddie. Sloth loves you."
Well, as long as I don't have to love him back, we're good.
And then we had David Stanton Huck checked in, said the Goonies is just overhype is the issue. And
I
there you go.
agree.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what
as
she had
good
to-
as everybody makes
She
it out
had
to
to
seem.
see. I didn't watch it a million times. I mean, I watched it
yeah,
a bunch though.
I was forced.
Ralph Loden checking in. What's up, Ralph? Thanks for checking in. Ralph says, I got
Hi, how you
truffle
doing?
shuffle tattooed across my stomach. Yes. Send pics.
Oh,
Truffle shuffle.
I need to
yes.
see that.
David says, diabetic coma in a bottle A. Deadsville Ronin. Yes, that's what it's definitely.
Absolutely.
Holy shit, diabetes.
It's so funny because like my lips are sticky now. Like I can feel it.
My hands are still sticky. My lips are sticky.
Everything is
My
sticky
stomach
now.
inside, my insides feel sticky now.
Oh, I
It's,
bet.
John Rambo checking in says, fuck yeah. Who else? John says, I want natural Twinkie flavor. Yeah, man, we need natural Twinkie flavor, not this
gotta be
artificial
authentic.
Twinkie flavor crap. Not this artificially flavored. We need natural flavoring in our natural Twinkie flavoring. I don't think there's anything natural about Twinkies is the problem to begin with.
I mean,
I don't think Twinkies are a
see,
natural.
this is like even worse than a Twinkie because there's no Twinkie involved.
No,
It's-
you're not even getting any
it's
kind of Twinkie. There's no cake. It's just straight sugar. It's like they sweeten the latte with the Twinkie cream. center.
maybe.
I mean that could be it.
I mean, I
don't taste any cake.
any Twinkie at all.
No, but the Twinkie would be the cake. It's just like the center is just sugared
It's
fucking
just cream.
Yeah. So that's probably what they use to sweeten the latte.
It's so funny because they artificially flavor something that's already artificial.
Right. Well, again, you can't have natural flavor of something that's artificial to begin with.
We should just make our own Twinkie latte. You take some Twinkies, you put them in a blender,
squish them up into
you
a
smush
fucking.
them,
Yeah.
you make it into liquid, add your coffee.
Right, David. That's what I'm afraid of. That the toilet is going to love us later. Yes.
I'm worried about that too. Like I'm drinking this slow just in case.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I like my inner 12-year-old wants to chug this.
All right, well, there you have it. That's our Hostess Twinkies iced latte review. It is very sweet. Yeah,
It's really good.
the 12-year-old thinks it's really good. Man, I thought I had a young palate, but man, I don't know.
You're
I don't
more
know
like
if I
a
can take
12 and a half year old.
that. Yeah,
palate.
I'm a little more. I'm
You've
like a
grown, you're
15,
little bit
16-year-old. Yeah, I
A
need
little
at
bit more
least,
developed.
I need at least like a frappuccino or something from Star Fucks.
That's pretty sweet too. That's up there with this.
Yeah, for sure,
Oh,
for
God.
sure. But at least it's
like
it's a little more flavorful, like coffee. Like
yeah.
this, I could barely taste the coffee in this.
I taste it like afterwards. It's like an aftertaste.
Yeah, there's like an aftertaste of coffee. Like I barely taste the latte. I can't even drink anymore of it. It's like churning my stomach.
Like my mouth feels like sticky and dry now.
Yep. I followed up with some water.
Yeah, me too.
All right, well, there you have it. Head to a Dollar Tree near you if you want to try this exquisite delicacy that is the Hostess Twinkie Iced Latte.
I think they make like other ones too, don't they? Don't they make like
Somebody
an
said
Oreo?
there was a
There
Twix.
was a Twix one.
Somebody said there was a Twix. Maybe I'll like that one better because it'll probably just be caramel. Like
yeah,
chocolate caramel.
That one might be better.
And that's my jam right there.
Me too. I love Twix, so I would love that
Twix
one too.
I love caramel. Yeah, that would be more preferable. All right.
I thought I saw an Oreo one too, which
I know they have other Oreo stuff there too. They got some weird stuff. There's always weird finds at the dollar store. There's always some weird shit. They always see some shit. What was the one? There was like some fucking. It was like a popcorn, but it was like, oh God, I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was like did not go together whatsoever. They also had onions.
Oh my God!
I almost bought a bag of onions today just because of the name.
Didn't we see those in Ohio?
There was it was something else. It was something else though. Yum-yins or something like that. Yeah.
We were cracking up at that because like there's so many bootleg Funyuns out there. Like I've seen so many different ones. It's like everyone wants to be Funyuns, and I don't know why.
Yep, they're bootlegging Funyuns now. It's crazy.
And a lot of people are.
All right, here we go. We're going to go to the episode guide. We're going to start talking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Boo believers. Sorry to abruptly jump there, but William Hamilton checked in, said off to work, but you have a good show. Thank you very much. And then we had a bunch more comments. Ralph says, gotta love dollar stores.
I have found some really cool stuff at the dollar store. Like I found bubble tea. Remember we found bubble tea?
Oh yeah. We got the Lady Boba.
Which is delicious, by the way, if you like bubble tea.
I did drink mine finally.
You did? Did you like it?
It wasn't bad. It was not bad.
Was it
was a little weird, the brown sugar flavor. Yeah. It wasn't I was ready for it to be weird, but I was like, I don't think I was fully prepared for the brown sugar, like iced latte tea type deal. But it wasn't
I like
bad.
the taro ones, which is like the purple one.
Okay.
There's a matcha one that's really good.
All right. I'll definitely grab a matcha one.
I found that at the game store, the local game store. I'll have to pick you one up.
Yeah, that I will have to. Yeah, that I am definitely.
Yeah, it was very good.
Excuse me. All right. Well, chime in if you found anything cool at the dollar store that we should look for.
Like, what's the craziest thing you found at the dollar store? Like, let us know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Because I've found some strange stuff.
And if you see some stuff there that we should try next time, there is these, I've tried them before, the Reese's peanut butter cupcakes.
That's a thing?
It's a thing. It's a Reese's peanut butter cupcake, and it's like a Hostess cake, but it has like a Reese's peanut butter cream filling inside instead of like the regular.
Amazing.
Yeah. So they have those there. Maybe we'll grab them one time and do them.
Yeah, for sure.
David's gonna bow out. David says, on that note, I'm going because I have not watched the show yet. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Says, have a good rest of the show. Catch your cool cats later. Yes, Anthony Kona tuning in. What's up, Anthony?
Hi, Anthony.
Thanks for tuning in. We just finished tasting this Twinkies iced latte. And Maddie loves it, and I not so much.
See, my taste buds like it, but my stomach does not.
Yeah,
like I don't think I could do any more.
Yeah, no, that's
like my head feels a little fuzzy. Like I'm not thrilled. With
my
how
stomach
I
is
feel.
telling me not to drink. I got maybe this far into it, and it's telling me not to drink any more of it.
Yeah, I got around the same amount. Yeah, like I want to pick it up and drink more, but I'm not going to.
All right, we're going to get into some Avatar Last Airbender talk here, everybody. So if you have not watched the show yet, Anna and Anthony Noble and Anthony Kona, and we have a bunch of people watching. I'm gonna have to check on our other sites as well.
Yeah, I'm so happy everybody's tuning in.
Join the chat and let us know where you're watching, because we are also on Kick and Twitch and YouTube, as well as our main Facebook feed here on my Deadsville Ronin page. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow. If you're listening to the replay of the podcast on Spotify or Odyssey or any of those places, please follow us there as well. Listen to this stuff. If you're bowing out because you haven't seen the show and you're going to go watch the show, you can always catch the replay later. I'll upload this thing, so it'll be up there tomorrow, probably on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. So we're going to do a spoiler-free first take of the first episode of Last Airbender, and if you guys like this, maybe we'll do this after we watch every episode. We're going to finish this one after we watched the first one last night. We're going to do the show today. We're going to watch the second one after we do this show, so maybe tomorrow, if we have time, we'll jump on and give our thoughts on episode 2 at some point. I know we have a busy day tomorrow, prepping for the Cancer Slug show on Monday.
Yes, but there's lots to prep for.
But
if we find a moment, if you guys want to see
if you like
more,
this
if you like it, we could do more.
We'll do it.
And I think it's great because this is just coming out and people can see what's going on.
Yeah, let's get our share screen up here so you guys will be able to see what we're actually, let's bring some of this down. Hang on for a second. Let's get our Anna checking in. Anna! All right. So now we go to captions. That's right. I'm still learning all this navigation. So we bring up our caption here. You Avatar Last Airbender episode 1 review. Very cool. So, real quick, in case you guys don't know this about me, I am a stuntman and stunt coordinator. We said this already at the top of the show, but I worked on the first attempt at it. Well, it worked. I mean, it was a movie. The first Last Airbender movie by M. Night Shyamalan many years ago, shot here in Philly. And I was a Water Nation fighter, and I was Fire Nation fighter. I did a little bit of both. I played both sides. They had me playing both sides.
That's cool.
So I got to do some fighting on that. I'll tell you a cool story about it once we get a little further in. I don't want to get into that yet. I want to talk about the show, but I'll tell you about my experience I had later on this one. Got a funny story. I got all kinds of funny stunt stories, but I'll give you one where I thought they were going to kick us off set.
Oh, I remember this story.
Yeah.
I know this one.
A lot of people were getting kicked off set. We talked about this earlier about taking pictures and stuff while you're working on this stuff. And if it's something that's super top secret, they will fire you on the spot if they catch you taking pictures. If you're like an extra or background, or you're not like one of the principal actors, even stunt people will get fired if they're not like a stunt double for a main actor. If they're just some random stunt person who's on doing a big fight scene and they catch them posting about the movie when they're not supposed to, breaking their NDAs, you're fired. You're out of here. So, yeah, it happens, unfortunately, more often than you would think. So, all right, let's get us into a better picture-in-picture here. Yeah, there we go. And we can bring the chat up and put the overlay up. And, yeah, you guys can now see, you guys can chat and read each other's comments in the chat over here. In the chat box, it should pop up. Yes, Alex Story will be here Monday. Anthony Noble, he is a hero of ours as well. So, all right, let's jump to some Last Airbender stuff. Just real quick, before we jump to the stories and all that, let's give our first impressions. It's on Netflix now. It's a adaptation of the old cartoon, and I found it to be a really good adaptation of the cartoon.
I haven't seen the cartoon. I've seen a couple episodes, so for me, this is all pretty new.
We're on BCam, so talk to them there.
Hi, BCam. Keep forgetting you there. But yeah, I've only seen a couple episodes of the cartoon, so this is all very new for me. But I definitely enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, I loved the cartoon. My son was very young, old enough to understand it, and we were both training in martial arts at the time that, he was growing up, and I was working actively in stunts. And it was one of the first movies I got to wind up getting to work on, like big productions that I got to work on when they did the live action version. But I mean, obviously that one was terrible. And we kind of had a feeling when we were working on it, it was going to be pretty bad. But this one definitely, for me, lives up to it. I know I've read some complaints, and I've read some stuff where people aren't thrilled with, maybe it's moving too quick and it's jumping a little ahead a little bit faster than the cartoons did. But I don't know. The first episode for me, I really enjoyed, and I thought it really got us into where we wanted to be, which is the journey. Like the whole, if you've watched the cartoon, or if you know anything about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the whole crux of the story is this journey. He is this, he's the last of his kind, and he's got a journey around the world to master the 4 elements so he can bring peace to the world. That is the Avatar's purpose. The 4 elements are fighting styles. And I mean, if you're a martial artist, you love this stuff. I know anime fans love it. And just, it was a great cartoon and held a very special place for me and my son. So yeah, I was very happy to see them do this live action, and yeah, it really gets to it. Like the pacing was quick, man.
It was very
really
fast.
Got really to it fast.
It wasn't too fast though. That's the thing. It wasn't to like the point where you don't know what's going on. Like I was able to follow everything that was happening, and it caught you up very, very fast. Like there was a lot going on in one episode.
Yeah, and like I felt like they really did a good job of recreating some of the stuff that we saw, especially the opening credits. Like when the opening credits started and Katara starts voicing it over, it's exactly like the cartoon. Like it's identical to the cartoon.
Yeah, like the intro, and it was super cool the way they did it.
So I mean, the nostalgia of it, of course, is gonna hit the people that grew up with the cartoon. But I just. We're going to get into more of it. The casting, there was just so much there's so much done well. It's not perfect by any means. There are things that aren't great. There's some dialogue stuff. And again, it's from a kid's cartoon. So the dialogue's better than the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I haven't seen it, so
I'll tell you what, I auditioned for a role on that. They had me, they called me in. So I'm local, Philadelphia local, and they were auditioning martial artists and had us all become fighters on set. This isn't the main story. This is a different story. But they had me audition for a speaking role as a Fire Nation soldier. And they sent me the script, and I'm like, oh my God, this dialogue is so bad. It's so bad. And the line was, and I'll never forget it, because I went and I auditioned, and I was just like, I mean, if I get it, cool. If not, whatever, I'm still working on it as a month, just doing fights and everything else. So I was cool with that. I had already met all the stunt guys and was already training with them and all that kind of stuff. So I was already where I wanted to be. Acting was never my thing, but I was always willing to take an extra paycheck or something. But so yeah, I go in, and I remember I went and watched when we went to the theater, we all watched the movie, and the line came up, and I was just like, oh my God, thank God that wasn't me. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want to be that guy. Because the line was, he hit me with a rock. It really hurt.
Sometimes I wonder, like, if they do that on purpose because it's a kid's thing.
God. Yeah, exactly.
Because I guess it's more digestible for someone younger.
Right.
But it's just like it's just so cringe though.
It's so cringe. And I was cringing as I was doing the audition. So yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh, man.
But all right, so we're gonna get back to our review here. I'm gonna bring our screen share back up. So yeah, we both liked it. We both I thought the action stuff was awesome.
I thought so too. The fights were really cool.
Fights were really good.
I liked the camera angles for the fighting as well. Like it was very like you had all these different angles, like from like it's almost like they're on the ground, like shooting upward.
Yeah, there's a lot of in close stuff.
Yeah, that too, and everything was really fast, and you felt the impact when someone gets thrown or punched or whatever.
Yeah, and I like the way they really incorporated a lot of the bending powers in there. Like there's I don't want to get into too much of it, but there's the whole opening sequence with that Earthbender on the run, and when he's using the bending and it's turning into like like parts of the landscape for him to use to his advantage during the fight or to get away to avoid them. Yeah, man, it was just so well choreographed, well put together, well thought out. Like they really kind of did their homework first of all, because that was the other thing that was really impressive. One of the things that if you're a martial artist and you watched the old cartoon, you know that each nation was based on a specific style of martial arts. Like certain styles, like the Fire Nation was a hard style, like a karate or like a Shotokan or something like that. Whereas the Water Tribe was like Tai Chi and a more flowy kind of soft style. And then the Airbender was Bagua, which is a circular kind of kung fu style, which is all about energy and circling and so and it seemed like they really work that stuff into the choreography. When you're watching these fight scenes, you're really seeing not only with the powers and the use of the powers, but the movements and the stances, and even because it's not just powers fighting, they get into hand-to-hand stuff too, and there's kicks and punches and everything else, and then they use the powers to enhance it, which I thought was really good too. So yeah, like the action aspect of it was really, really solid, I felt like.
I thought so too. And it was really interesting that you brought up all the different fighting styles. And I feel like each fighting style kind of represents the element as well, in a way. Yeah. Which when you explained that to me, like that, I thought that was really cool. I feel like that's really clever. And I started to pick it up as we kept watching through the episode. I was like, oh yeah, that's really different than the way that he's fighting. And I thought that was really cool.
And we only saw the glimpse of the Earthbender, and that's going to be another kind of hardish style, and I forget exactly which one that one was based off of. I'd have to look it up. But Tai Chi is the water style. Tai Chi is very flowy. Tai Chi is very slow, but when used right, it's a very formidable fighting style.
Yeah, that's super cool.
As opposed to like that's and we'll see it more. But you see in the even when the firebenders you see Zuko spinning, doing all his moves to generate the fireballs. A lot of that stuff is coming from katas, karate katas, which is what like forms or each martial art has a different name for it, but it's like your pattern that you do, a set pattern. So different movements and stuff, and they kind of work pieces of that in to create these choreographed bits. And it's really good, and it's really reminiscent of the cartoon. I thought that's another thing they did a really good job of. The actors look amazing.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I was really impressed with was the casting. Like they look exactly like the cartoon characters. Like just the way that their facial structure is. Like I don't know if there's any kind of digital editing for their faces at all, but I was just blown away by how they looked exactly like their cartoon counterparts.
Yeah, they managed to cast amazingly. And everybody can act. That's the other big thing. Like absolutely. They're all really solid actors. Yeah. Like there's some lines that are cringe. You're going to have some cringe lines no matter what.
Yeah, that was an issue that I had, but it's like I'm able to look past it. It's
right. It's
like it's not ruining anything for me.
Right. I mean, this is based off of a kid's cartoon, so you're going to have a bit of there's going to be some kind of dumbed down dialogue here and there.
Yeah, it's expected.
But I think overall it was a pretty solid script, and even though it jumped, again, you might not know as much, but that was one of the complaints that I was reading online when I was reading some of the reviews and some of the fan commenting on it more was stuff about how like the first episode left a lot out. It skipped and jumped over some stuff and left some stuff out. But I get it. I mean, like the cartoon was like. Hundreds of episodes. There's so many chapters. Like, it was 4 chapters, but so many episodes. So like you had a kid's cartoon that I think they showed like daily, Monday through Friday. So there's hundreds and hundreds of episodes.
I would catch like the middle of an episode, like I would just flip it through cartoon channels, and like it would catch my attention. It's like I don't know what's going on, but this is really cool.
Right. But so now when you have a live action movie, you're not going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of live action movies. So you're not going to have all the time to tell the same story to go in, you could tell the same story, but you're not going to be able to go into as much detail is what it comes down to. And I think that's what some people were complaining about. They were losing some things but you just don't have enough time to do all that. So in order to keep it moving and to keep the pacing more like an action movie, which I really felt like it was like a great Hong Kong action movie, man.
It was sweet.
It was like a great Hong Kong action movie. Like, and I guess that'll take us to the one negative, besides some cheesy dialogue that's in there. The one negative that I would have is the CGI.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's not that it's horrible. It's not like The Flash horrible. That's one thing I say. Like,
I've heard awful things about that,
Flash
but I don't.
CGI was so bad. It was so cartoonishly bad.
Really?
Oh, it was so bad.
God.
But this was. There were parts where Aang's kind of flying, and you can see it's a digital double. It's not an actor on wires or anything like that. It's very obviously a digital double.
I did catch some wire work in there though.
There was wire work. They had some really good stunts, but not for like those scenes where he's like flying,
he's like floating and
he's like bouncing around. Right. In that one, there's a couple scenes where he's like, he flies. So, the CGI is what it is. I mean, this isn't a huge blockbuster movie that studios are investing billions of dollars in, but it is a big budgeted Netflix production. But I think that the money went in the right places because maybe you had to sacrifice the CGI because the sets look amazing. The costumes look amazing.
Look incredible.
The fucking and again, the acting was amazing, and the stunts and fighting. It seems like they spent money on rehearsals and spent time and got a good stunt team and got the right people in to do the right stuff, and they really like focused on that stuff. So with all that other stuff going and doing so well, I thought that I forgive the CGI.
I do too. No, I totally agree because it's. Like how impressive everything else is. Like if there's a little bit of like crappy CGI, it really doesn't matter. It's just everything else makes up for it because you could tell they put a lot of effort into it. Otherwise, like you could tell they really put a lot of thought into it.
Right, and as somebody who watched the old show, like I was getting chills and getting choked up at certain points because I'm like, oh man, this is just like the show. This is so good because I know these characters and I've I watched the whole arc of all of these characters, and it's fun and like I guess kind of like refreshing, and you get that nostalgia feeling because now I'm seeing them all, and they are all really like not like M. Night's thing where I was looking at the characters in the fucking movie and it was like, it's the Last Airbender, but it's really not the Last Airbender. Not really.
They just like didn't stick true to it at all.
Yeah, it was just too. It was bad. I'm watching this and I'm like, man, this really is it. And these are the characters that I know and love. And here I am again at the beginning of their journey, and I know where some of these characters go on this journey, and I know how it's going to turn out. But it doesn't matter because now I get to see it again in live action, and I get to watch it with you. And you didn't watch the cartoon,
yeah. This is all new for me.
I get to see, how you get to experience some of this stuff now, and enjoy it and kind of see these characters grow. So
I'm super excited to see how everything goes. I really loved the way that everything was set up in the first episode because it kind of establishes every character. You get to meet like almost everybody. I know there are a couple characters missing, but
there's people you meet on the way because he has to go and train with different people.
Yeah, like there are characters that I remember from the cartoon that I didn't see, but you do get to see a lot of them in the first episode. So it was really cool the way they established everything. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. All right, let's do some spoilery talk now. If you haven't seen The Last Airbender, Avatar The Last Airbender now, and you plan on watching it, and you don't want it spoiled, now's the time to pause or bounce out and come back later for our spoilery review. But we both give this one a thumbs up and suggest watching it.
Absolutely.
Especially if you were a fan of the old cartoon. I think it does it justice. Again, you don't expect it to move at the same pace that the cartoon did. It's a live action movie, and they'll probably only have so many seasons that they could do this with. They're not going to have as many episodes as the cartoon did, so you're not going to have every single beat and note hit that was in the cartoon, but I think that they're hitting the right ones. So the important ones are there. And yeah, man, you'll dig it if you love the cartoon growing up, and even if you didn't.
Yeah, like even if you didn't watch the cartoon, I still loved it.
Yeah,
and
really
I think
good.
another thing for me is like I know what all the characters look like, and I get a basic idea of who they are. Like I kind of knew that already. So like just to see the way everything translated from a 2-dimensional cartoon to a 3-dimensional real life like person, actor, and set, and like just everything was really, it was a good translation. Like that was exciting even for me who doesn't know anything really. I know very basic information about The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get a crash course over the next couple days as we binge
I'm excited.
it.
I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, so spoiler talk. Let's dig in. I'm going to kick off right with the beginning. It was cool. This was like it was almost like they started off. So in the cartoons, it starts off, and I kind of explained this to you when we were watching it. The cartoon starts off with Katara and Sokka finding Aang in the ice and releasing him by accident, and them kind of realizing it and telling him about what had happened to his tribe and how he's the last Airbender. I think in the credits they kind of explained how everything happened, how the Fire Nation rose up and did all this stuff. Well, in the live action one, they decided to take it from right before the Fire Nation rises up and destroys the all the airbenders and wipes the fucking airbenders off the fucking face of the map. And it's a brutal fucking attack. But before that, they had this whole thing with the earthbending spy on the run. And this was awesome. This was a great way to start, because you get the earthbending spy on the run, and he's got he's got some kind of thing in his hand, the note, message, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's being chased by the Fire Nation. So we get our first look at the Fire Nation. And we got a great fight scene with him, and that's where he uses like the earth coming up, and he's jumping up on it, and he's launching stuff, and he has the one guy waiting for him with the horse. He's like, come on, and he does everything he can to fight off all these dudes, and then it's Lord Ozai. Is it Lord Ozai that comes up at the end of the scene? We get our first look at him, and he's like,
I think so.
Yeah, Fire Lord Ozai, and he says. Oh, well, first he kicks the scroll to his partner and says, get out of here, and then raises a wall. The classic sacrifice himself, but we have to sacrifice himself so we can get a little more of the evil plan. And I guess the scroll was like the thing describing who the next avatar was going to be. Mm-hmm. And that's why the Fire Lord wanted it. And or he wanted them to know. There's this whole thing about wanting them to know that they knew who it was, and that they were coming or something. Like it was a little confusing at the very beginning, but the main gist was that this is the Fire Nation knows who the next. Well, doesn't know who the next avatar is, but they know it's going to be an airbender. Mm-hmm. And there's this Night of the Comet coming, and on the Night of the Comet, the firebenders' powers will be the strongest, and they're going to go wipe the fucking airbenders out. And that's what they do. They wipe out the airbenders. And this is all something that's
brutal.
Yeah, this is something that's told, and in the credits, and told to Aang, the battle of it all. But we see it as they send Aang off. We meet Aang after this. After that whole scene there, we meet Aang, we meet the Arab tribe. They're like Shaolin monks. They're up on a mountain, bending, and he's already super skilled. And, they talk a little bit about that. They talk about, he doesn't know he's the avatar yet, but the other monks know, some of these elders know.
Mm-hmm. And like, they're not ready to tell him yet.
Right. But they also know that the Fire Nation has plans, and that are starting to organize and starting to disrupt the balance. So, and the last avatar had died, and they were still waiting. They need this new avatar to come and take his place so he can bring balance to the Force. So, yeah, that whole setup is there, and it's great. It's just like the cartoon, and it does all that. But again, they give you the pre-story And then you see what happened to Aang. And I don't know if they ever told you this part of it in the cartoon. I'll have to go back and check. But he's trying to, he's told to go immediately. He jumps on his Sky Bison Appa, who looks awesome. I mean, he's a CGI Sky Bison.
I felt like he looked really good considering he was just fully CGI.
Yeah.
Like the fur looked really good. Like with the close-ups, I felt like it looked like real fur, and his eyes looked really good. Like,
the nose
he looked good.
Was, looked like a little doggy nose.
Yeah, it had like the dog texture, like on his
when
nose.
You got
He was cute. Yeah, he looked good.
It was very good. So yeah, he gets on Appa, and they tell him he's the Avatar. He's got to go train. He doesn't want to go, but he's got to do what he's got to do. And he gets on Appa, and he's flying, and a storm arises and takes him under. They get hit by a wave after wave, and pretty soon they're underwater. And his Avis to save himself. This is something that we've seen before in the comic book, in the cartoon. His Avatar state awakens and freezes him and Appa in like a giant ball of ice.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, his whole fucking tribe is wiped out. They do it.
Yeah, that was like right after that happened, wasn't it?
So literally, he's in the water and they're getting killed. They're getting slaughtered.
Yeah, they're getting slaughtered.
So. Yeah, it was rough. It was a brutal scene. They didn't really hold back on the death and brutality of war in this one. They were burning people.
Like it was really brutal. Like it went fast. Like it was quick, but like it was rough. There
was a lot of good stunts in there too. It was like they got a lot of flying in this, and there's it's very man, I would almost call it like Chinese wuxia. But there's not as the drama parts aren't that slow. There's just the drama. It's really quick, man. It's we'll see if this pace keeps up as we watch the next couple episodes. But episode 1 felt like it moved really quick. I guess it might have felt a little like it was rushing a little bit, especially knowing everything from the cartoons, but
like I wouldn't mind watching through it again, to be honest with you. Just to like get a refresher. It's like it wasn't too fast, like I said before, but it was fast enough to where like you might want to watch it more than once
and just
like
let it all soak in.
Yeah, just let all of that sink in.
It's a lot of information.
It's a lot, and it's like what 45 minutes.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on in 45 minutes.
Yep. So all right. So yeah, he gets. We all know the story. If you've watched the cartoons, he gets saved. Well, 100 years later, Sokka and Katara are out fishing, and they accidentally come across him, and we kind of learn at this point. We start off with seeing Katara water bending by herself in secret. And then later she talks about it and how the Fire Nation is taken over, airbenders are extinct, Water Tribe adults, their fathers all went to fight and haven't come back. So Sokka has been, the leader of the tribe, and
he's very much into protecting everybody.
Yeah.
Like he was given a job, and that's his thing. He is very, very strict and serious about it.
Yep. So it's a good setup. They move rather quickly through that. We get the grandma of the Water Tribe who knows all about the Avatar when they awaken him, and he comes and next thing you know, well, when he awakens, there's a giant light, kind of like Godzilla shooting his blue into the sky. But we also meet Prince Zuko, who is on a Fire Nation steamboat, and he is set out to find the Avatar. We get his whole backstory, just like in the cartoon. He has been outcast by his father, who is Lord Ozai, and he is the rightful heir to the throne, but he is a pariah. So he wants to find his whole existence is to find the Avatar and bring him back so he can gain favor again with his father and reclaim his rightful place. And he's a very compelling villain right off the get-go, because of a lot of that. You meet Uncle Iroh as well, and Uncle Iroh, I believe, is played by the same actor who voiced him in
you were saying that. You said it sounds just like him.
And we're going to go to some of them. I'm going to go to the IMDb page for it and all, so we'll check some of that.
Something else I really appreciated with this was I feel like all of these characters are very well developed. I mean, obviously, you know, when they wrote the cartoon, that's, you know, they established all the character arcs, but like I feel like you get a good idea of who everyone is in this first episode. Like you kind of get everybody's backstory.
Yeah, you get an idea of their backstory and you get their personality. I mean, they, even if they don't in words as much, you see, like I said, warrior takes his job very serious. You know, that's
and that's
his,
like, and that
but that
comes into his personality,
right? It comes out through his actions and his personality, and so you can tell. You know, Katara is nurturing and caring, and you know the stuff that.
Wasn't she the only waterbender in the village too? So like, and she had to hide
the water bending, and yeah,
and like she has like a lot of faith and like not a lot of faith in her ability, but you could tell like she's very good-hearted. She has a very full, kind heart, and yeah. Like it just with the way she has to hide things, she doesn't want to hide it, and she wants to use it for good. And like I like her character a lot, even though we only just met her in this first episode.
No, agreed. She's and she's always been a you know, she's the one who's really telling the story. That's why she narrates the intro, because it's really being told from her eyes. That's why the cartoon also picked up with her finding him in the ice, because the cartoon was really the story about her. While it was about the Avatar, yes, but it was told from her eyes, from her point of view.
So everything's from her perspective.
Right.
Which is interesting. I didn't realize that. I thought it was through Aang's perspective.
Right, when it says the last Airbender and all, that's kind of,
you know, he's right there.
Yeah.
In the front, you think it's about him.
No, yeah, and that's and this movie, obviously, with them starting in a different spot and picking up, you know, where they did, it is a little more Aang centric, I guess.
I think so too, but it's like you get the
not
focus
that
on
the cartoon
though.
wasn't Aang centric, but Katara was the pivotal. She was like the catalyst to the whole thing, if you will. And really the narrator of the story. So, all right, we're going to watch this trailer, just in case for any of you guys out there that haven't watched the episode or seen the trailer or anything like that. We'll watch the trailer and it'll probably make us remember some stuff we could talk about.
Aang, you must master the Avatar state. It can be the ultimate weapon. Or it can save your life.
Everyone is counting on me. How am I supposed to save the world if I don't know what I'm doing?
But imagine what'll happen if you don't even try.
Yeah, all this is from the first episode. That's good.
What is it?
That's not the first episode.
Yeah, no.
That is.
Yeah, that is.
Ooh,
that is not.
And we haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah, no, we have not.
That was fun.
I don't know where this will all lead. The one thing I do know is this is just the beginning.
It just reminds me how just visually how beautiful this show is. It's just everything is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The sets are beautiful. The costumes look amazing. Like it's really just wonderful to just look at.
Yeah, it is pretty visually stunning. All right, let's go to let's check some Rotten Tomatoes reviews. They're always fun.
I'm sure you get like a little bit of good, a little bit of bad.
Yeah. All right. 59% on the tomatometer.
Wow.
Yeah, and a 75% audience score.
That's Still lower than I was expecting.
Yeah. I mean, the audience score I would expect to be lower, actually, and I would have expected that this to be a little higher, the tomatometer. Interesting, because I figured more of the audience would have been torn over parts of it, because you know, nerds are. They like to fight and hate stuff.
Of course.
What do they say? Where's the
that very
critics?
well.
Where's the critics? Damn, I want to see what they're saying. Where's the it's a crew. Yeah, come on. Where's the reviews? I wanted to read some reviews, but they won't.
Is it in this list here?
I don't.
Because there's an arrow here. Does it
Yeah,
show
I
you
just
more?
checked now.
No.
Media info.
Oh.
No, that's just that. Where the fuck are the
Oh, that's-
reviews?
Are there no reviews? There's got to be something.
There's got to be reviews.
There's got to be something out there.
No.
Maybe you're not allowed to put like a review on it.
I don't know what the hell's going on. So show me the same page and not let me fucking read any reviews again. Well, details. Read credit. There we go.
There it is.
Yay! It only took 10 clicks to find it. All right, let's read some reviews here. Top critics, all audience. All right, well, we'll just start up here at the top.
Is that Doug Walker? That's a Nostalgia Critic.
What is it? Channel Awesome, Doug Walker?
Maybe it's a different Doug Walker. No, I was thinking the Nostalgia Critic on YouTube. He does reviews. I wonder if it's a different Doug Walker.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Channel Awesome. You can tell a lot of love and affection went into it, but ultimately it's a slightly less offensive Disney live action remake. Boo, Doug Walker. Raphael Modemeyer said, "This feels like a show made by an algorithm catered to the kind of fans that hate filler and side stories in animation and hates when characters make jokes." I don't know. I like when characters make jokes.
That's a really strangely specific thing to say.
Yeah. Hal Saunders from Cultured Vultures says, "Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender is at its happiest and best when people are hucking fireballs at each other." Yes, yes, it's an action movie, yes.
Yeah.
All right, here's two top critics. We're going to go with a couple top critics here because I don't know these other people, who they are or whatever. Devin Coggin from Entertainment Weekly. "The result is a charming but imperfect adaptation that vastly improves upon the 2010 film, but never soars quite as high as the original animated show. Score B-." Fair enough. I will see what I think when I finish it, but nothing's going to exactly live up to be the animated show. It's never going to, whatever the first thing that you watched and loved was, it's not going to live up to that. I'm sorry, it never fucking does. Think as far back as you can think in time in your mind. Has it ever lived up to it? No, it has never lived up to it. So don't, to expect a remake or a retelling or a live action, whatever, to live up to the original source material is pretty foolish at this point because we all know it doesn't fucking happen. All right, Laura Babiak of the Observer says, "The Netflix adaptation is far from a disaster, but it doesn't master the elements that made the original so good." All right. Another one, Melanie McFarland tomatoizes it, says, "If it earns the audience's patience, that's due in no small part to Gordon Cormier's convincing embodiment of Aang, the eponymous 12-year-old boy burdened with guarding the world's elemental balance." So she's crediting Aang, the actor, for holding it together, and he was pretty good.
I thought it was good too. He definitely felt like a young boy who really doesn't know what to do with himself,
Overwhelmed and
with
just
the
wants to be a
abilities.
kid.
Yeah,
Yep,
he doesn't want to be this special person. He just
Yep.
wants to be a kid.
Just wants to be a kid. Yep.
And you can tell that really shines through his personality. And I feel like his like the way they wrote his character was very well done.
Yep. All right, Brian Lowry of CNN.com says Netflix gets the look and action right in a lavish series based on the Nickelodeon show, but 2 elemental dialogue and uneven performances make this 8 episodes sit a bit of a grind for anyone who has gotten past puberty.
Well, once again, it's a kid's show. So someone asks, is this show for kids or adults?
Interesting. Proma Kozla says this Avatar might not be what people know, but the show is on its own heroic journey to realizing its full potential. So, I mean, there's a lot of solid reviews here from critics. I'm just seeing a couple ones. The top critics. Aramide Tinobu of Variety says, cheesy acting and some Disney Channel-like dialogue turn what could have been a resounding epic adventure into a whimpering thud. I don't know, man. Unless the rest of the fucking episodes suck or really go downhill, I don't know. That first episode had me fucking...
It caught my attention.
Yeah.
Like there was no...
I don't care about cheesy acting and Disney-like dialogue if they're giving me awesome fight scenes and awesome
once again,
martial
like
arts
there are things that make up for like
good characters.
Like everything else just makes up for it. It's like, yes, I had some issues with dialogue too, but it's nothing that's going to ruin it for me.
Yeah, I just think some people are just off base with this. I don't know. I went into it wanting to have fun, so and I felt like I did.
Some people are going into it to criticize it, and I feel like that's the worst thing you can do, because then you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, according to Forbes here, Avatar: The Last Airbender has become an immediate sensation on Netflix. Dana Feldman, senior contributor, reports. Come on, get this fucking ad off of my page so I can read the story. Thank you. Oh my God, do they ever stop? Remind me never to use Forbes again. Fuck. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
It's just ads everywhere.
It takes up like a quarter of your screen.
Netflix released a live-action series, Avatar: The Last Airbender, on February 22nd, and fans cannot get enough. Netflix has a solid track record with adaptations of popular IP, especially those that the whole family can watch together. Avatar is an adaptation of the award-winning Nickelodeon animated series, written and executive produced by Albert Kim, who also served as showrunner. Social media is buzzing over the show and its ensemble cast led by Gordon Cormier as Aang, Kia Wen-teo as Katara, Ian Owsley as Sokka, and Dallas Liu as Zuko. With Avatar, teenagers make up the majority of viewers, which is a good thing since the series is filled with positive and uplifting messages. The 4 main characters are good examples for young fans. Cormier is great as Aang, best described as a fearless and fun-loving 12-year-old who is the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, and the keeper of balance and peace in the world. He's an airbending prodigy and a reluctant hero struggling to deal with the burden of his duties while still holding on to his adventurous and playful nature. Kia Wen-teo is delightful as Katara, a determined and hopeful waterbender, the last in her small village. Though only 14, she's already endured a lot of personal tragedy, which has held her back from rising to her true potential. Her painful past hasn't prevented her from being warm and caring and a great support to her friends. And you get all that in definitely in her character. Liu is wonderful as Zuko, a skilled firebender and the intense and guarded crown prince of the Fire Nation, currently roaming the world in exile. He's on an obsessive quest to capture the Avatar because he believes that is the only way to reclaim his life and live up to the demands of his cruel and controlling father, the Fire Lord. Anticipation for the series was off the charts. An example was the Las Vegas Sphere Takeover, which has 11 million views and close to 50,000 likes. At the time of this writing, the Avatar: Last Airbender, Netflix, TikTok Hub, and shows TikTok Avatar State Filter each have more than 363,000 followers and 7 million likes. Series has only been streaming for 3 days.
Wow, that's insane.
Yep, pretty cool.
Wow.
A-list celebrities are showing their support as well. Serena Williams did this spot and a huge fan of the series as she voiced one of the characters in the original Nickelodeon series.
Oh, that's
very
awesome.
Cool. And there's a scene from it in the...
It's just like that. Even just that picture itself is so nice to look at.
Yeah.
It is just beautiful.
Yeah, the composition's really great. The kids
all the
are
colors.
all in order by size. You got everything is fucking symmetrically beautiful, and
it's just I want to sit by that fire too. Like Part of me wants to be there, like hanging out with them.
Here's the streamer's description of the show. Water, earth, fire, air. The four nations once lived in harmony with the Avatar, master of all four elements, keeping peace between them, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked and wiped out the air nomads, the first step taken by the Firebenders towards conquering the world. With the current incarnation of the Avatar yet to emerge, the world has lost hope. But like a light in the darkness, hope springs forth when Aang, a young air nomad and the last of his kind, reawakens to take his rightful place as the next Avatar. Alongside his newfound friends, Sokka and Katara, siblings and members of the Southern Water Tribe, Aang embarks on a fantastical action-packed quest to save the world and fight back against the fearsome onslaught of Fire Lord Ozai, who's played by Daniel Dae Kim wonderfully. But with a driven Crown Prince Zoku determined to capture them, it won't be an easy task. They'll need the help of the many allies and colorful characters they meet along the way. And I'm not going to read this whole article, but yeah, it's a great show. I love the original, and I'm looking forward to watching episode 2.
Yeah, I am too. And after we get through this, I want to watch through the original series. Like that first episode really did catch my interest.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch some cartoons with you. And then they also had The Legend of Korra, which was a follow-up.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one too.
Legend of Korra was another.
I've seen a couple. I've seen bits and pieces of that one too.
Yep. So, all right, that's gonna do it for us. Let's wrap it up and go watch episode 2 of The Last Airbender on Netflix.
I'm so ready.
Hope you guys dug it, and hope you dug the show. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll probably try and do this again tomorrow at some point. We'll give you a heads up, and we'll review episode 2. Till then, you don't have anything ready, do you? No, still ain't got one.
I don't have one.
Yeah, you gotta come up with something for
I need
Maddie
to come up with
Morningstar.
something.
All right, Boo Believers, stay spooky.
Bye.